If you're looking for a podcast that packs in sound property advice, as well as offering you an insight into making the world of property effective and ultimately work for you, you're in the right place. Hosted by Arsh Ellahi, the original Property Rebel. He's written an Amazon bestseller, created the Property Investor app, the UK's first, and is an experienced property mentor. More importantly, he talks the talk and walks the walk.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Property Rebel with your host Arsh Ellahi. And in today's session, we're talking about something called My HMO from Hell. Before we go on to that, I want to say a quick hello to all new and existing subscribers. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast. Hopefully you're taking away some real knowledge and golden nuggets away from the podcast. And I'm really enjoying it. And more importantly, I'm seeing that we're seeing a far greater reach into more countries. So if you are listening from a different country, I want to just say thank you for checking in with us. So let's get moving on. I should mention that, as always, this is a one-take recording, so that there are going to be some ifs, ums and ahs, and maybe some long pauses, but believe it or not, that's okay. It just means that it's real. So, moving on, my HMO from hell. I've just agreed to take on a 10-bed HMO on a rent-to-rent basis over a 5-year period. You may have seen this on my YouTube channel. I've done a bit of a recording on it. And when I've walked into a property, the landlord has said, Arsh, I've got this property, the tenants are abusing the property. And I said, well, what does he mean by abusing the property? I walked in and straight away I instantly knew what he meant. Walked in and it was probably one of the warmest houses I've ever walked into. The heating was on full blast. Now, I asked the landlord, how many boilers has he got in this building? Because it was running red hot. And he goes, there's 2 boilers in this building. And I checked and both of them. And as a result of that, both of them were running full blast. And they've been running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for God knows how many months. And I said to the landlord, just out of curiosity, what's your outgoing on this building? I wasn't worried about council tax because that's a static cost, but I wanted to know what the electric and gas, and they were astronomical, almost like £1,000 a month just on gas and electric. And he goes, Arsh, I'll be honest, there's months where I barely break even. Most months I lose money on this property. And I said, okay, now I understand the pain, now I understand the motivation. And out of this 10-bed HMO, 7 rooms are already occupied. And you know, the one good thing going for it is that we've probably got 5 working tenants, 2 tenants on universal credit. And there isn't a massive amount of arrears. There's a couple of people that owed £400, a couple of people that owed £200, so not a huge amount because the average rent for a room that he was charging was about between £300 and £350. I walked in and my foot could stick to the floor with the grease, the disgustingness. And I said to the landlord, where's a cleaner? And he goes, we've got a cleaner that comes in once a week and she charges me £12.50 an hour. And I said, what exactly is she cleaning? Because this place doesn't look like it's been cleaned in years. So it's been abused by the tenants. It's been abused by, people that are meant to have been doing some work here. And just generally speaking, let's face it, if you live in a dump, you're going to treat it like a dump. And I've got a great saying that if you offer a kennel, only attract dogs. And as a result of that, that's what's happened. The place has just been run down. They've had guests stopping overnight. There's no rules as to what's going on in this property. And people, to be fair to them, I actually don't think the tenants are that bad. I just think it's been badly managed. Walked in, there's mattresses in the hallway, there's fire hazards, all going off. The fire alarm is inactive. That's showing there's loads of faults on there. So it was, if I'm honest, I was actually surprised that it was licensed for 10 beds, and I'm surprised that it hasn't been shut down, is the truth be told. So it was a real bad state. Walked into the garden, the grass was overgrown. There's a motorbike in the back garden. There's an old barbecue. They've created like a mini smoking den. There's plastic chairs. There's a burner in there, like a garden burner. It's just horrible. So hopefully I've painted the picture for you in a way that you can understand that you walk in and it's just horrible. I can't imagine someone wanting to live there. More importantly, paying to want to live there. So you can imagine the style of tenant that we've got. So first thing that I've done, I've said to the landlord, yes, I will take it on. I'm going to want to slightly reduce rent for the first few months. And the reason being is that I'm going to bring this property back up to standard, where I expect it to be. And therefore, I'm going to then say to the tenants, as a result of me bringing it back up to standard, I'm now going to bring the rents in line with the market rent, because they're paying way below. I've got a property over the road, and the rents in those rooms are between £450 to £500 a month. Here, they're paying, circa £350. So it's below market rent. It's all inclusive. The bills are out of control. So a couple of things that I've done straight away: I've regulated the boilers so that they come on timed. I've made sure that the controls cannot be tampered with, so that they come on 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon, 2 hours midday, to make sure that we take the chill out the building. I've had the building now, whilst I'm recording, approximately 2 weeks, and straight away people have started to take note. They've taken note that I'm not messing about. I'm in the building at the moment every day or every other day going through some of the stuff, and I've said to them, guys, boiler's not to be messed with. I'm setting it so that you've got sufficient heat. I'm going to be doing spot inspections in the property, and also going to give them 24 hours notice to check their rooms. I checked one guy's room. He had 15 bags of rubbish, black bin liner bags full of rubbish. And I said to him, why are you not taking it down to the bins? Oh, it's 2 flights of stairs down. It's too much. I said, you bring this crap upstairs. Take your crap downstairs. Apologies for the bad language, by the way. And I just couldn't believe the laziness of these people. They've got so used to living in this pit of filth that they've now just decided to start disrespecting the rooms. And I said to the landlord, you've really let this go. And he goes, oh, I've just not had the time. I've not, I thought, well, I've got some rent coming in. It's kind of covering itself. And, I'm hoping that I'll benefit from capital appreciation. That's not what landlords should be doing. They shouldn't just be treading water, hoping for capital appreciation, because there you're guessing, you're betting that and hoping for values to rise over the next 10 to 15 to 20 years. Look at 2020, COVID happened. Next year, we're going to go into recession. After that, what's going to come along? There's always going to be something that comes along. So there's no guarantee of capital appreciation. So you should be working on the basis of cash flow. So gone in there now, 2 weeks, we've tidied the place up. We've repainted the whole building. I've kicked out all the sofas, all the filthy sofas, pulled up all the carpets in all the disgusting places. I wish I could show you pictures. And if you want to, you can go to my YouTube channel. I'm actually doing a series on this property, so you can see how I took it on and how I can convert it and take it into the new era of modern and contemporary living. And so that's not a plug, by the way. Please feel free to go to YouTube and type in Arsh Ellahi, and you'll see the video of transformation, shall we call it. So we've now got new fridges in there. We've completely revamped both the kitchens. We're completely revamping the bathrooms. One thing I should say, that this house has got a laundry room. And one day I walked in and the tumble dryer was on. I looked in the tumble dryer and there's one pair of pants. Why would you do that? Other than just to abuse the facilities. So we are looking at the laundry room, and if they continue to abuse it by putting in not anything in excess of a half load, I don't mind a half load because we're still drying sufficient amount of clothes, but anything less than a half load, we're then going to start to penalise the tenants. I've made this very clear. We're going to run this as a military style operation now, especially for the first few months, so that they know that I'm not the pushover that they've had for a number of years with the previous landlord. So if they continue to abuse the facilities, first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to put coin meters on the washing machines. If they continue to abuse the electric and gas, I'm going to meter them so that they have to pay for their own facilities. I don't want to go down that road yet, because in order for me to do that, it's a costly exercise. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to make sure that my cleaner goes in. I've sacked the previous cleaner because, let's face it, she's been paid to do nothing. And my cleaner's going to go in there once a week. More importantly, my cleaner is going to take photos of that property once a week, and she's going to send them to me. She's going to store them into a Dropbox. So here's a little tip for you. All my cleaners, I get them to go in there, and when they're in there, I get them to take photos of the property, as they say, so I can see at any point. Once they've taken the photos, they upload it into a shared storage drive. So let's say Dropbox for this example. And so I look at the Dropbox, and then as a result of that, we then start, I can log in anytime and just have a look at the state of that property. So everyone's got access to it. So I can say on the 2nd of December, this was the style of property, this was the state of property. On the 9th of December, this was the state of it. And so you should have a clear record of that. Moving on, so I'm going to have the cleaner have my eyes and ears on the ground. I'm going to be there at least once a week myself. We're increasing the rents. So straight away, we're going to push out the people who are bad tenants. We're going to push out what we would consider are the bad, and we're going to keep the ones that we consider are the good. The guys that can't afford the rent, unfortunate guys, the end of the era. The guys that can afford it, welcome to a new level of management. And we're going to keep moving forward. So moving on, what else are we going to do? We've bought the property, the three empty rooms up to a really modern standard, and we're going to put these out on Spare Room, Gumtree, Open Rent, etc. And we're going to put these at the high rents that I'm achieving over the road of £450 to £500, because this is what they command. And therefore, this property is now going to be a cash flowing machine of around between £2,000 and £2,500 a month. Couple that with what I've got going on over the road, which generates circa around £2,000 to £2,500 a month. That road alone is going to generate circa £5,000 a month, which is equivalent to £60,000 a year. So that's over 2 properties. Hopefully, you're going to see the transformation when you watch the videos. More importantly, you're going to enjoy what I've done, because you should do this. If you see that some of your tenants are really abusing your property and the facilities in the property, you've got to take action. Because let's face it, they're living there, yes. Can they abuse the property? No. Should they be abusing the property to the point where it's almost like a false economy? £1,000 comes in, but you're spending £1,500 a month on bills and all the other bits. I'm just giving that as a round example. So these are things that you've got to take into consideration. You've got to remember, cash flow is number one. Capital appreciation is an afterthought, and that's the way that I treat my property portfolio, because the cash flows are stuff that's going to allow me to survive day in, day out. More importantly, in tough times like COVID, you're reliant on your cash flow to survive. So there we have it, guys. We've got, it was a shorter episode than usual. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully you've taken some notes away from that. If you like more free education, obviously you listen to this podcast, why don't you go to my YouTube channel? We release a new YouTube video every Thursday at 4 p.m. All you got to do is go to YouTube, search Arsh Ellahi. Don't forget to subscribe, please, because the more subscribers you get, the more reach you get. As always, you can contact me and connect with me on social media. So I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram under the handles of Arsh Ellahi. Finally, if you want to find more rent-to-rent, if you want to find more lease options, development deals and below market value opportunities, have you downloaded the Property Investor app? Because we've got hundreds on there. It's completely free for you to do so. So there's nothing stopping you. Go to our website, www.propertyinvestorapp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, literally go to the App Store and type in Property Investor. It takes you 2 minutes to register and it's completely free for you to do so. So guys, on that note, as always, I wish you to all be safe, well and happy. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to us by emailing us at admin@arshellahi.com. And I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you all very soon. Thank you and bye-bye.
The large majority of people make a positive change if they take immediate action. So act now. Download the Property Investor app and join Arsh on his social media channels to excel your property journey.